Welcome along, nice to have you back for another lap on the mighty Nordschleife, but this time with a completely different car to last week's one. Last week we did one with a current Porsche 911 Carrera Type S, and this week we'll have the Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale. And of course there's a very good reason to drive this car today. Number one, it's one of my top 3 favorite cars that come with Assetto Corsa if you buy it. And number 2, it was the favorite car of my very good friend Les Young, or Sox as everybody has known him. And Les sadly passed away on the 29th of September this year. So this lap is for you, Les, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So let me tell you a little bit about the car. It was designed by Franco Scaglione in 1967 for Autodelta, which is basically the motorsports department of Alfa Romeo. They said back in the day it is a barely street legal racing car. It had an 8-cylinder engine with 230 horsepower, which doesn't sound really much these days. But weighing only 700 kilos, it was one of the fastest and most amazing sports cars from that time. And it was able to do the 0 to 100 kilometers or 0 to 62 miles in 5.5 seconds. And while doing so, it had the most amazing sound, as you can hear maybe a little bit in this video. I've seen the real one only very recently on a big Alpha meet in Germany, and I've not only seen it being presented on a stand, it was even raced on a track, and there was quite something to see such a rare car being driven really hard around the track. What a sight and what a sound. To drive the car around the Nordschleife was much easier than I thought, and to be honest, much easier compared to the modern Porsche from last week. I think that is mainly down to the very low weight of this car. It weighs almost half of the Porsche last week, but of course it only has half of the engine performance, so it will be quite interesting to see which one is actually faster around the track. If you haven't driven the Alfa Romeo ever in Assetto Corsa, I recommend you to do so, because it's really a pleasure. It's looking fantastic, it's sounding fantastic, and it drives just as fantastic as well. Only 18 cars of this model were built only, and as far as I know, they were all available only in red, so you didn't have much choice with this car. But if you see it in beautiful Alfa Rosso, you don't want to really consider any other color than this beautiful red. But if you still would like the Alfa in a different color than this one, I've made a skin pack for this car, which is available on the Overtake market. You can download it for free, and I put the link to that below this video. So if you try another color, or if you want to race it with your friends, then you can try that skin pack. After passing the Bergwerk, we are now in the Kesselchen section of the Nordschleife, coming up to the Mutkurve, which translates into Bravery Corner. Well, you needed to be brave back in the day, not so much more on the current Nordschleife, because you can take the corner really quick now. But back in the day it was quite narrow and really bumpy, so you had to be very brave to be fast there. Coming up now is one of the most iconic corners around the track, which is of course the famous carousel, or Rudolf Caracciola carousel as it is known now. There it is. Everybody knows this corner and everybody thinks you are much too slow around here. But if you go too fast, you will jump outside of this banking, and then you lose a lot of time. So better be cautious around here. Now we're going flat out to Hohe Acht, which is the highest point of the track. And then we come to Hedwigshöhe, which is the corner that I fear the most on this track, because I never can get it right. This now is the Wippermann and Eschbach section, very enjoyable, fast section of corners. Next section is Brünchen, which is the part of the track where you always have the most visitors. Not only during race days, but also on normal track days. The exit of Brünchen is called YouTube Corner now, and there's a reason for that, because a lot of drivers, amateur drivers, will be too fast there and will be surprised that the barriers are quite close to the track there. Pflanzgarten now with a jump. With a streetcar you really should brake at the jump or even shortly after the jump, or otherwise you will be off the track. And this section now is Pflanzgarten 2, the second jump, which leads to Stefan Bellofes. Really fast corners there, and you can win or lose a lot of time there. And coming up now is the Schwalbenschwanz section, which leads to the second carousel, or the small carousel, which can be tricky, especially in the wet, because if you hit a certain bump there at the exit of the small carousel, you can really jump with your car out of this banking and yeah, maybe throw it off-road and probably into the barrier. This is now Galgenkopf, last corner before the long straight. Döttinger Höhe now, almost done. Let's see what the top speed is of the car. You will probably not reach the highest speed on the Döttinger Höhe, but shortly after the bridge, because last part of the Döttinger Höhe is slightly uphill. And if you are really brave enough to keep your foot down on this very fast left-hander downhill, you will be the fastest here. 248 kilometers we had just below the bridge, and now it's braking for Hohenrhein chicane and then the last corner. And then we have made it. Will we be faster than the Porsche or will be slower? It's an 8:36.5, which actually is 1.4 seconds faster than the Porsche. I wouldn't have expected that. So thanks for watching. I hope you will be with me for the next lap. And until then, I say bye bye now.